So Donald Trump is clueless. He has no idea what his policy positions are because he never thought it through. He just says what's at the top of his mind and top of his head. In this case, it might be waffles. And whatever he thinks is convenient at the time. Am I in a Republican primary? Am I with a reporter that I'm trying to please? Am I now in a general election where I'm going to go in a different direction? So he constantly flip-flops. I mean, he's broken every record for flip-flopping. And this is the guy who's supposed to be not a standard politician. Well, that's exactly what standard politicians do. Now, I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to give you all of his different statements on Qaddafi and whether he should have been taken out. We're going to go back to 2011 for his original opinion at the time. Should we go after Qaddafi in Libya and take him out? Let's listen.
Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. Nobody knows how bad it is. And we're sitting around, we have soldiers all over the Middle East, and we're not bringing them in to stop this horrible carnage. Now, we should go in, we should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. We could do it surgically. It's horrible what's going on. It has to be stopped. We should do, on a humanitarian basis, immediately go into Libya, knock this guy out very quickly, very surgically, very effectively.
Immediately go to Libya and knock this guy out. Just in case you were unclear, he gets interviewed about it, and here's what he says again back in 2011.
At this point, if you don't get rid of Gaddafi, it's a major, major black eye for this country.
Major black eye if you don't get rid of Gaddafi. Couldn't be clearer, right? But earlier this year, when he was in a Republican debate, get a load of what he said this time about Gaddafi and Libya.
But let me just tell you, Syria, he's saying that I was in favor of Syria. He said I was in favor of Libya. I never discussed that subject. I was in favor of Libya. We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now. If these politicians went to the beach and didn't do a thing, and we had Saddam Hussein, and if we had Gaddafi in charge, instead of having terrorism all over the place, would be, at least they killed terrorists, all right?
Wow, that was an epic flip-flop. Let me tell you something, I never said anything about Libya. Not exactly. and we'd be so much better off with Qaddafi in power. Okay, well, look, maybe he just changed his position and he evolved. Happens to politicians all the time. But that's his position, right? I mean, that was earlier this year. We should have left Qaddafi in power. He's not going to change that again, is he? Oh, you know he is. I get a load of him recently.
Let me ask you about Libya. You've been highly critical of Libya and Hillary Clinton. You were also for military action to oust Gaddafi and military action to take care of the humanitarian situation in Libya. You supported that.
When you say I supported it, I supported Libya?
Yeah, you supported intervention in Libya.
I did? Where do you see that?
In a video blog from 2011, you said,
now, we should go in, we should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. We could do it surgically, stop him from doing it, and save these lives.
That's a big what we're talking about. I mean,
but you were
big
for intervention.
Don't forget, I'm the only one. I made a lot of money with Gaddafi, if you remember. He came to the country, and he had to make a deal with me because he needed a place to stay, and he paid me a fortune, never got to stay there, and it became sort of a big joke. I mean,
but you were for intervention, just to clear that up.
I was for doing something, but I wasn't for what you have right now. And right now, ISIS has their oil, John.
This is one of the things that confuses some people about your positions, though. You said you weren't for intervention, but you were for intervention in Libya.
I didn't mind surgical, and I said surgical. You do a surgical shot, and you take them out. But I wasn't for what happened. Look at the way it's, I mean, look at with Benghazi and with all of the problems that you've had, it was handled horribly.
That's not the way it's supposed to be. Since then, you said you were never for intervention.
I was never for a strong intervention. I could have seen surgical where you take out Gaddafi and his group.
No, you take out Gaddafi. No, we'd be so much better off with Gaddafi in there. No, like I said, you take out Gaddafi. By the way, the flip-flops are epic and historic. I mean, he beats all other standard politicians in how much he lies and how much he changes his positions. But also note that he is not a standard politician in some ways. He just bragged about making money off of Gaddafi. Not something you normally do when running for president of the United States of America. Now remember, Gaddafi and I had a great deal. And that's a good thing? This guy is amazing. But if you think you know what his policy position is on any given issue, you have no idea. He could change it tomorrow. By the way, I got news for you. He doesn't even know. He's like, I don't know what's convenient. I'll blurt that out. And tomorrow I'll change it. And the next day I'll change it again. Who cares what my position is? Just give me the power already. That's Donald Trump.